infiltrated them. It is what it is. That up. I'm gonna just check this benchmark and I'm gonna hop it. That's like an inch low. Huh? Where the stick is like an inch low. Hey.
The other day, I was visiting a friend.
This one didn't bite you.
No.
This guy's all upset because of, I don't know why. Because he forgot his ladder. He said he'd get it ladder. No. Yeah, no, I got a ramp here because we did forget it. Bryson's leveling that off. We didn't get a lot of filming up until this point because it's been a little hectic. The builder was here. We had trouble finding the old tank. It was nowhere near on the plan said it was. Even the as-built from the town said it was over in this direction here. So whenever I do a job like this, like, I always notify the homeowners and people, like, get an electrician and an irrigation lined up. Because this stuff here, even though we dig safe everywhere, they do not come out, they don't mark private utilities. So there's nowhere to tell where any of this stuff is in the ground. So I just tell them right off the bat, in the contracts I'll say it. Not responsible for any irrigation, low voltage lighting, light pole lighting, flag pole lighting, like all that stuff. Because, you know, we rip it up like you wouldn't believe. So the plan said that the cover was over there, and then come to find out it was over here. So yeah, electrician's gonna fix that. So that was kind of hectic. We were kind of freaking out about that because no one wants to rip up wires, even if they're like, it's not a big deal. And then the old leach field, you can see the stone level right there is right over there. So the new one's going here. We just put some stone down. A lot of guys don't put stone down, even though it says it on the plan, because, you know, you backfill it and no one ever knows. But, you know, it's a good paying job. I mean, we're getting $10 billion to do this, so we're gonna do it according to the plan, the right way. We had to put the dog in the house because the dog, I didn't get it on camera, but the dog literally like walked under the machine, like so the dog's in the house now. So it's the septic tank, we're waiting for the crane truck to come and set it. I'll take that other tree down later. It's just we're running short on time. I knocked a bunch of the tall branches to the side so we can get that truck in. Bouse house guy dropped off the bouse house. Pipe supplier dropped off all of the PVC pipe. And this thing's about 10 feet off the building corner. So that's the corner of the new proposed building. And this tank is 10 feet off. And then the leach field is gonna go in the back over there. So I'll check back in when this truck shows up with the tank. Okay. Yep. Alright, so we gotta pull this stake out right here. Stakes out.
Upside down, don't work upside down.
That tank's H10 because it goes outside, but those galleys are all H20 because they're going in. There's a new driveway going in there, so the plan calls for them to be H20 so you can drive over them. Green mark. Thumbnail shot.
How's that look, Steve? Looks pretty good. Nice and nice. Does it look like it's straight?
This corner probably needs to go that way a bit to match up with the line, and then bring it in a little.
You gotta be anywhere further than that line. Don't worry about the line.
Well, yeah, it's got to cock this way. What he means is you're not straight, but right there. Boom, that's mint.
Can you check her real quick, Steve?
Get on that way. Yeah, not gonna check it out. Yep. Perfect. Boom. All right, lunchtime. Another part of town that's all sand, so that's why the hole's a little overdug. You have to overdig it and then dig a ramp. What? Camera! So normally if you live somewhere where it's like clay, you can dig like a square hole. I live on Cape Cod. You're not digging any square holes here. Well, there's a couple places that you can dig a square hole, like on the north side of the Cape is all down off of Route 6A. That's all clay, but it's not like red clay. It's like blue nasty clay. Down by Barnstable, there's a famous area that a company, you can look it up, called Barnstable Brick. They used to make bricks out of the clay down there. It's really the only place that you get that nasty, disgusting blue clay. The rest of the Cape is basically a sandbar. It has something to do with the way that the glacier millions of years ago formed the Cape. It deposited like rock and all this stuff on the north side, and then like all the sand on the other side. That's what was told to me. I don't know. I'm not a geologist. I do like the quick coupler though, because it keeps all the sand out of the pins. I don't want to bury the end of the wire because the electrician's got to fix it. This tank was sitting right over, or right under, what looked like a meeting place for all the irrigation lines. So that's kind of sad. Instead of like being out in the open where just like maybe one line crosses through. It was about like 5 or 6 lines. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, one of those conduits is electrical, so. You gotta push the fill away from me because I don't want to pull it into the machine, you know. So what I like to do is take a couple buckets, push back a little bit, take a couple more buckets. what we're gonna do is we're gonna start stripping this field, and then Bryson's gonna windrow the fill along there. I took down the tree because we're gonna have a lot of fill, and then we don't want to truck out any fill until this job's done because there's tons of room here. So, because trucking right now is, as you know, expensive. All right, I'm stripping the topsoil off the best I can. Super thick right here. But I don't want to get too far because I gotta start digging the fill. Don't use your back. You won't be able to do your night job. Yep. Them stripper poles, man. Wrecking ball. know if you can see, let me see if you can see. The end of that hole is a little wider because in this town we had to, the code is you have to dig out the old field, the old infiltrators, those plastic infiltrators in stone was down that end. So we're gonna leave that open a little bit because we have to put the D-box in anyways, and then we'll stone around it. So it's wider there just because we had to take out those infiltrators. You're supposed to excavate the old system. Now, we're running out of room for fill. I got Bryson touching up the apron out front by the road for the truck traffic, and I had him piling the fill over there. And I had the truck backed in there when I stoned that. I didn't do like a really nice, neat job of stoning it because I just wanted to get it off the truck and get the truck sent on his way because it is a higher triaxle. So my plan is to dig out this corner now and have the truck turn and come in this way so I can bail out of him. This topsoil pile, I'm gonna spread it back out after, so I don't want to truck it off. So I'm gonna probably take the fill from this end of, see if you can see here, this end of the leach field that I gotta dig out now, and I have to sit sideways to dig this one because obvious reasons, can't go in the neighbor's yard through the fence. So we got 2 more chambers or galleys or whatever you want to call them, but I don't know if this camera, maybe if I move it down more. So I gotta dig out this end, but I'm just gonna like shift here. So I was sitting over there, but the problem is I'm running out of room to stockpile fill and still get the truck in here. So rather than make the stockpile bigger, since we're working down here, I'm just gonna keep digging this end out. And now I'm gonna put the fill over here instead. I do have my mini here. It's over by the old tank. So if I need to use the mini to get into anywhere to like dig out for the D-box to sit on, I can use that. But this thing's got a good reach, so I'm not worried about it. I was just giving Bryson shit because he forgot his hard hat again. Yeah. Suck it, safety supervisors. The safety police will be all over us. what you do. People cry about everything on the internet.
Alrighty guys, so we're about to set the D-box and it is hot out. It doesn't get crazy hot here on Cape Cod like it does in a lot of the other places, but you know, when you get into the 80s, it is really bad for us because, you know, we're used to the cold. But I did get to run the 259D3 here. It is a cat skid steer. It's the first cat skid steer that I have personally run. It's a bit smaller than the Takeuchi, and it's a bit different than what I'm used to. It feels a lot smaller. It feels a bit jerkier, you know, it doesn't feel, you know, like a tank as much. It's really comfortable though, I'll give it that. It's very comfortable, and it's very fast on the tracks. The tracks are really responsive. I don't like the bucket functionality as much as the Takeuchi. It just doesn't lift as much, and that's obviously because it's a smaller skid steer. But I don't know, it just feels a bit touchier with the bucket functionality, bucket movement, whatever you want to call it. But you know, it's comfortable, it's fun to use. So that's my take on it. You know, you guys have probably run more cat skid steers than I have, but you know, we're working on the D-box now. If I get over here, what we got going on, guys?
What?
What do you got going on here?
We're trying to set this D-box.
Let me come down.
Got a little bit of leftover stone, which we expected we were gonna, because we're gonna use it out to clean up the driveway after, the apron stone. After the fabric was blowing around, we put a bunch of dirt on it. It's kind of windy out today. This is as far as we got today, because we had to rip out a lot of the old infiltrator system. And then we started piping it, and you can see everywhere where we checked it with the level and shot grade, we had to pack under it. I repack under all this area where the old infiltrators were. I'm gonna have to do a dump run. So this stuff here is the old part of the old system. Wasn't a lot of it, but we had to get it out. There's some more broken plastic and stuff over here. So tanks in, all the chambers are in, most of the piping is piped in. It's just getting late in the day, and we just decided to call it for today because I want to clean up a little bit. It's a busy neighborhood, people are walking by, they're staring, and this pile of brush really bothers me. We'll check back in tomorrow. All right, so we just finished mortaring up everything, and it is extremely hot out. That stuff was drying faster than I could put it in there, so I didn't film that. But basically, comes straight out of that tank, comes over here, comes wise out of the new tank, meets up there, goes into the D-box, goes into the second one, then comes out of the D-box, goes over 45s, and then goes into the fourth one. All right, so we're gonna start backfilling. The inspector was just here. He says that everything looks great. Looks exactly like the plan. The only thing is this stupid filter fabric keeps blowing around everywhere. I gotta get a little dirt under this pipe. When he throws it in here, I like to pack the pipe like so. That way when we throw the weight of the dirt on there, which we've already done back here, the pipe doesn't have a sag in it, so that's kind of how that goes. You don't have to be at the top of the top of the tank with the stone. You only have to be at the top of the holes in the side. It is easier to just stone to the top, but you're just wasting the stone, and the stuff costs a lot of money, so we just go till we cover up the holes. And then we packed this already, this pipe going all the way down there. I'm gonna pack a little around here, but we just got back from lunch. I was waiting for that mortar to dry, or hydraulic cement actually. So Bryson and I are gonna pick up a little bit. So I got Bryson backfilling the field. We staked off the riser so he doesn't run into them. He says he's having a blast, so looks like this. He's 20 years old, so it looks like this is his